Ladies and gentlemen, I seriously cannot believe that I'm going to be speaking about this in this video. Unfortunately, it has been brought to my attention that apparently some people are starting to cope about World War III once again. Now, for those of you that don't know what World War III is, World War III is a game that was supposed to be a Battlefield competitor about 3 or maybe even 4 separate times in the past 6 or 7 years. And every single time, the game has died pretty much instantly. But it has been brought to my attention that apparently a different company has taken over leadership of World War III, and they're going to attempt to revamp and bring some interest into the game once again. To properly encapsulate my thoughts about this subject, allow me to turn the camera on. Really? On top of speaking about what they plan to do with World War III, we're going to be discussing a very brief Battlefield update that is also kind of surprising. So if you enjoy the content, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and join my Medify group, first link in the description. You can gain access to behind-the-scenes content. It's kind of like a Patreon. And of course, come by the stream. If you didn't know, I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders and this very YouTube channel. Definitely swing by the streams. So what's going on with World War III? Well, like I mentioned previously, they're trying to revamp it again. Now, this is supposed to be a Battlefield-style Battlefield competitor. That's the entire reason why anyone is even interested in it. That's its claim to fame. And to be perfectly honest, I don't even know how this game is still being made. It has failed, what, 3, 4 separate times? Who is funding this project? Somebody really doesn't want to give up on this game. And it's the most confusing thing ever. But I guess they're still here, trying to do it, so maybe we should pay attention to it. So basically, they're already still running playtests here, and they put out a couple articles. The first of which detailing that they have apparently been working on this game behind the scenes for about 8 months. It's been a huge undertaking for them. They have completely taken over ownership of World War III from the Farm 51 studio, and they have essentially just spent all this time learning the game's code, taking a look at the game, and figuring out what they're going to do with it. Now, this doesn't sound that great to me because you're telling me a company that was not involved in this game at all bought the game and is now supposed to learn how the game works and then make it good? Seems very unlikely to me, seeing as the original developer couldn't make it good either. But apparently that is not discouraging them because they have stated that they have begun to improve the overall performance of the game. They have gone through the code. They've changed a few things. In fact, they've already pushed an update that has pretty drastically changed the game in the playtests. And they are actively going to be having more playtests on this new version of World War III. And I'm sure the game will be looking much different moving forward if they've already started making big changes to the game already. Now, if you ask me, I think you guys can understand what my opinion of this is. I just don't think this is going to go anywhere. It's really funny, and in fact, the only reason I even know about this is because someone in my chat, while I was streaming, came in and said, "Hey, Anders, have you seen the new World War III stuff?" And I swear it's like I saw a ghost. This game will not go away. It's really strange. Now, moving on to talk about some pretty important Battlefield changes that are really coming out of the blue. The first thing we have to talk about is the fact that apparently Battlefield has big plans to make their big official Battlefield Discord the main community hub. They've given all the people that are moderators and their admin privileges. They're going to start paying attention to the Discord more regularly, and they just want it to be a hub for all Battlefield players. I'll tell you a funny story about the official Battlefield Discord. So obviously with me being a Battlefield YouTuber, and probably one of the more quote-unquote controversial ones, at least to some people, I get a bunch of people that talk about me in these Discords all the time. And you'd be surprised the amount of people that at me directly in the Discord just to like insult me, and nothing to them ever happens. So I remember one day, I was getting added in the Discord a lot, and I can just turn these ads off, and I eventually did, but I remember responding to someone because he said something particularly ridiculous, and they actually banned me from the Discord and didn't ban the person that was actively and openly insulting me in general chat. So if that is any picture of how this Discord is going to be run moving forward, then I don't know, maybe avoid joining it. But other than their plans with the Discord moving forward, there is also going to be another update coming out Tuesday, which is next Tuesday as of this video releasing. It's Battlefield 2042 Update 8.1.0, and it does have some fairly strange changes that kind of just make you ask, okay, why are they doing this now? For whatever reason, they have decided to give us the UH-60 transport helicopter. If you're not familiar with what the UH-60 transport helicopter is, think of the classic big dual minigun transport helicopters you remember from Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3. That is what they're adding to all-out warfare permanently, and on top of that, they are also going to be replacing the Condor and the Super Hind in breakthrough modes with this UH-60. On top of that, this transport vehicle has been outfitted with all of the countermeasures that you would expect from the Condor and the Super Hind. So it has, the ECM, and has flares and all that sort of thing. But the question is, why did they wait over 2 years to do this? Because the Condor and the Super Hind were problems with breakthrough for such a long time, and then after the game is already dead and over with, they make this decision. It's just very confusing. Now, alongside this UH-60 being added, there are also going to be a couple game modes where you can play it. There's going to be Breakthrough UH-60 Chaos and also Control Unlocked, which will result in everything being unlocked for you guys, specialist weapons, gadgets, all that sort of thing, so you guys can use everything unrestricted in that mode. In terms of the actual patch notes and the changelog, there just isn't anything to talk about here, really. In the vehicle section, we have active protection systems on vehicles now available for the Wildcat. This was not available on the Wildcat previously, and they have just added it. For the Condor, they have reduced the transition to flight to vertical and vice versa for the Condor. This means that when you transfer from hover mode to the super fast zoomy mode, which is now what I'm going to call it, that transition will now take longer as a result of this change. And of course, I've already mentioned the fact that the Condor and the Super Hind will no longer be available in Breakthrough at all, and they're replacing it with this new dual minigun transport helicopter. Aside from those changes, it's a bunch of miscellaneous bug fixes and really nothing else. So some very interesting things going on. World War III trying to make another comeback is so out of left field, particularly when Delta Force is just going to crush any attention the game receives. It's a really strange move, and honestly, I'm kind of here to pay attention to it because I just want to see what they do. In terms of the Battlefield update and changes, I think that's also out of left field. They waited a long time to do this, but I do think that overall this will probably be a big balance help to the vehicles in Breakthrough. As I mentioned previously, the Condor and the Super Hind were just massive balance problems, and this should be an overall benefit to the game. So if you enjoy the content, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and of course, come by the streams, ladies and gentlemen, twitch.tv/enders, first link in the description. Also, join the Metafy group. It is free to join. It's kind of like a Patreon if you guys want to support me with a little extra per month. There are awesome little benefits that you can get from that as well, including behind-the-scenes content. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Ryan, come on! Hold on! Need ammo! Gotcha!